John, I can't help but feel like we've been here before. Do you have any reason to believe that as long as the words of the Secretary and the rest of the world fall on deaf ears in Damascus, that there is anything in the dynamics on the ground that will make this any different than what we've heard in weeks ago and months ago?
Well, certainly, I think we're all mindful, and I think you could hear it in the Secretary today. We're all mindful that we have said these things before. We have made these same arguments. We have urged the same sort of restraint and dignified approach on both the regime and its backers to little avail. We're exceedingly frustrated by where we are. Nobody wants to see what we see coming out of Aleppo specifically. But as to your exact question on, can I predict a change? No. And I wouldn't even attempt to. But this much is clear, Carol. If things don't change, if we can't get back to discussions in Geneva about a political transition, a peaceful transition to some sort of democratic government in Syria, then the war goes on. And sadly, regrettably, we might be up here talking about another community, another city that's facing slaughter. That means more extremists are going to be drawn to Syria. It means more refugees, more internally displaced people, as well as refugees out the country, which will continue to strain the resources of countries like nations like Turkey and Jordan and Europe. And it means that the opposition will continue to fight. The civil war will not end. And it's hard to imagine how that can be seen, that outcome, those outcomes, I should say, can be seen as in the interests of anyone, including Bashar al-Assad.
But is there anything happening on the ground? Is there any reason to believe that this time might be different? Is this, say nothing or forever hold your peace?
It's not going to be forever hold your peace if we don't get to better outcomes. I think Secretary Kerry well enough that for every second that he's in the chair, he's going to be continuing to try to get a political transition in Syria on the way. There's absolutely no question about that. But I mean, I think we just have to take this, one day at a time. Now, as talking about this day, as he said to you, there has been some positive movement, and it would be remiss of us not to recognize the fact that there are buses that have moved into Aleppo to move people out. And indications are that the first to move out were those who were injured, hurt, sick, and not necessarily mobile. And they were monitored and escorted by Red Crescent personnel. So that's not, that's worth recognizing, that today we did see some people get out safely and securely. We need to see that continue. More critically, what we need to see is a cessation of the violence in Aleppo, because as soon as this ceasefire was announced, just 48 hours ago, it was almost as immediately broken. So we've seen some positive steps today, and we'll just have to stay at it.